In March 1775, the fuse was lit. The 13 American colonies were on a crash course with the British Army and heading for war. In Boston, the British Army had been trying to intimidate the citizens of that city for well over a year. They were forced to allow British soldiers to stay in their homes and their taverns. The Virginia House of Burgesses met in March of 1775 in St. John's Church. They were meeting undercover because they were deciding what Virginia's role would be in the impending war. In the crowd that day were notable Virginians like George Washington and Thomas Jefferson, and a man named Patrick Henry. And Patrick Henry gave a speech that day that would, in a sense, tip the scales. It was sort of the thing that helped the Virginians decide what they were going to do. 1 month later, in April, was the shot heard round the world in Lexington and Concord. And 2 months after that, in June of 1775, was the Battle of Bunker Hill, and then the Siege of Boston. And George Washington would become the commander-in-chief of the Continental Army inside that time period. A year after that, Thomas Jefferson in 1776 would write the Declaration of Independence, declaring the United States of America as a free and sovereign nation, independent of the British Empire. Today, I'd like to share a little portion of that speech in honor of Independence Day, so that you can hear the words that caused our founding fathers to make that final decision. So here we go. They tell us, sir, that we are weak, unable to cope with so formidable an adversary. But when shall we be stronger? Will it be the next week or the next year? Will it be when we are totally disarmed and when the British Guard shall be stationed in every house? Shall we gather strength by irresolution and inaction? Shall we acquire the means of effectual resistance by lying supinely on our backs and hugging the delusive phantom of hope until our enemy shall have us bound hand and foot? Sir, we are not weak if we make a proper use of those means which the God of nature hath placed in our power. The millions of people armed in the holy cause of liberty, and in such a country as that which we possess, are invincible by any force which our enemy can send against us. Besides, sir, we shall not fight our battles alone. There is a just God who presides over the destinies of nations, and who will raise up friends to fight our battles for us. The battle, sir, is not to the strong alone. It is to the vigilant, the active, the brave. Besides, sir, we have no election. If we were base enough to desire it, it is now too late to retire from the contest. There is no retreat but in submission and slavery. Our chains are forged. Their clanking may be heard on the plains of Boston. The war is inevitable, and let it come. I repeat it, sir, let it come. It is in vain, sir, to extenuate the matter. Gentlemen may cry peace, peace, but there is no peace. The war is actually begun. The next gale that sweeps from the north will bring to our ears the clash of resounding arms. Our brethren are already in the field. Why stand we here idle? What is it that gentlemen wish? What would they have? Is life so dear or peace so sweet as to be purchased at the price of chains and slavery? Forbid it, Almighty God. I know not what course others may take, but as for me, give me liberty or give me death.